Welcome back, everyone, to our Let's Play series of Motorsport Manager. So we're coming off of our first race of the season, which I'm glad that's over. That is easily my least favorite race to run of all of them, simply because of the reliability issue. So we're going to put that in the rearview mirror, and we're going to focus on reliability very hard over the next 24 days until our next race, and hopefully by then we won't have to worry about any of those issues going forward, particularly as we develop new parts. I hate reliability issues, but something you can't get by at the very beginning of the year, so we're going to do the best we can with it. All right, let's start out by getting rid of all of these emails. We did have that one mistake in race number 1. We'll be taking a look at the pit crew here momentarily. Okay, so we got demolish the competition. That is with a gap of 1 second. All right, almost 1.1 second. That's not exactly demolishing the competition, but we know the correct answer to this one. Okay, so now we got that out of the way. Let's go take a look at the pit crew, and let's see who we've got available for hire. And all right, we immediately get rid of this one because of the mistake chance. We don't need any help in that area. All right, I like this one a lot, particularly because of the refueling. So we'll hire them. And let's see anybody else that we might want to hire. Okay, this isn't too bad, particularly for the front and rear jack. We'll hire him as well. And now let's go ahead and remove the fatigued crew. Let's just see where they put everybody to start off with, and see if we need to make any changes. And yes, automatically I see a change we need to make. Okay, so both the front and rear jacks look good. And let's see where else we need to go. The fixing, again, is not going to be all that big of a deal. It just kind of is what it is. And once we get past the first couple of races, it's a non-issue for the most part. Okay, so I like where we are here. That's about as good as we can get. Everybody is basically fresh. We've got an 85 and a 90 here that are below their maximum, but otherwise, I think we're in pretty good shape. So we're going to have 12 races, and I'm going to go ahead and make sure. Okay, 11 races, obviously. Everybody is renewed, but I'm going to make sure one more time while I'm actually thinking about this. Okay, yeah, we're going to be able to go the entire season without having to really worry a whole lot about it. All right, let's go ahead and renew this contract. Okay, now everybody's at 12 or 11 on there. And all right, I think we're done there. We've got a new part for the car coming up, as well as, yeah, there we go, as well as the car repair. So let's take a look at our new suspension build. Unfortunately, we can't go into improved parts just yet, so we'll have to come into this screen and see it. All right, so you can see a good bit better, a nice increase there, and even more to come if we can get it up to the 535. So we'll plan on doing that. And we'll also want to add this one to remove this part from being worked on for reliability and add this one in. Okay, but now let's go ahead and see what we can do about designing some new parts. Let's see about brakes. Tire wearing, wow, what does that really get me? It doesn't tell me how much it would be improved. So we can go 25 to the max. Let's see what that opens up for next time. Okay, I like the 25 there. I like the 40 there. Okay, so that's good. I like this. Let's head down this road. But let's first take a look at the nose. All right, plus 20 on this. I like that a lot, actually. Let's see what's available next time. Not much. Not much. We can do the 40 to the max. But other than that, we're going to be dealing with other things. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that because it'll be interesting to see who works on those parts. Again, right now we're coming off of a time when they were spec parts. So we'll get busy on that. We got plenty of money. In fact, we may do another HQ building very soon, but okay, there we go. We got our email that car repair is done. All right, so it says 1 day before the race, these will all be done. But of course, we've got our new suspension. So I want to take this suspension off and add our new one on. And then I'm also going to add our new one over here to slowly increase its performance. So I'm hoping to be able to use that new part. You can see they're not going to be done until 5 days after the race. That's perfectly fine. As much as I would love to work on the engine, you know, we'll see how it all goes, sort of as we move forward. And let's go ahead and do just that and move forward. Okay, there's our 2 HQ buildings that are done. We'll come into HQ, and now we can see that as we spin things around, of course, if you're not familiar with the game, over here is where the test track will go, over in this area. But now we have a level 2 telemetry, we got a scouting facility, then brakes and handling. So we are definitely moving right along on our buildings. Simulator over here, excellent. Really like that quite a bit. All right, so we're up to 80 on these parts, only 55 here. All right, let's see. We're going to need the engine. We're going to need the medium speed corners and then the high speed corners. So those are going to be our crucial parts. So I tell you what I'm going to do now. I am actually going to remove these out for just a moment, and then we're going to choose the engine here. So we're at least 80 on all the parts except for of course we're working on this suspension. If not, we'll use this suspension if we have to. Okay, but otherwise actually I think we're good, and this says these are going to be done 3 days before the race. Let's see, where's that rear wing? What happens if I do this? 3 hours after the race, okay. And then this would be 7 days. All right, so I tell you what, let's go ahead and wait a little bit longer and let these be the focus for right now, and then we may come back and add this suspension in just a little bit later. All right, looks like we got our new nose. That is all set. Let's go back to our main parts list. And so we've got, whoops, or is it done yet? Okay, there we go. Maybe I had to do something to trigger it there. Yeah, there we go. So we go from about 124 up to about 186 once we get that one done. We'll go ahead and add it over here to the performance. And we're at 87% for both of these. I like that. I want to get these on up much higher. Try to get them to about the mid-90s, which should take only another day or two. And then we'll go about adding some other parts in here. All right, but I am very happy with where we are on our parts development. Let's see. Now let's go back to our brakes. So our brakes, 658 is where we are on the brakes. Let's go ahead. Ooh, that'll get us up to 707, but that's going to take a lot of work to get there. Let's go ahead and do that, though. This is a fairly quick process. Only about 9 days, 8 or 9 days for that. Okay, so I'm ready to go for these parts, and we'll continue to check on this. Okay, we're up to 89%. Okay, that gets us to 94. Let's get rid of these two parts. We're at 86 on that. Let's see, where are we on the parts for car 1? Let's see. What are the parts again? So we got engine, then we got suspension, and the rear wing. All right, so we're going to be looking good on the suspension once we swap those out. And the rear wing, we're looking great on. Okay, I'm liking this. I'm liking this quite a bit. So at this point, Let's see. Can we add... how do I want to go with this? I'll tell you what, let's just go ahead and get this one done. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get that one done. Okay, we've got, let's see, helipad. Yes, it would be a great idea. And we will definitely get there, but we are not quite ready for that just yet. Okay, there we go. Let's... Oh, charity work for Mike Ham and more marketability. Boy, do I love that. Every bit of increase we can get in marketability is a beautiful thing. Okay, let's come back into the car. Now we're at 98. Let's remove that. And let's take a look at our new parts and see where we need to go there. So we're good here. Let's go ahead and add this part for a little bit of work. Or I'll tell you what, never mind. We won't do that. Not just yet. Okay, let's just focus on the new parts and on car 1. There we go. Here's our new brakes. Okay, which are really nothing special right now, but they have a great ability to be improved. So we like that. And now let's see what we've got for a gearbox. Right now, 514 would be the max, so 498 is really where we are on that. And let's see what we can get. All right, a plus 20, then I see a plus 10 there, and a plus 25 here, plus, okay, this is very good. Very good on the second line. All right, I like this one. Let's go ahead and make that. All right, so we're going to be improving. Boy, do I love to see all of these green marks across the top. Love to see that. So we're not quite there on the medium speed corners, but we're getting there. All right, so performance work continues, although extremely slow. But it's at least moving a little bit. All right, now it is race time. Oh, but first we've got yet another email with more marketability. Yikes. This is really good. This is awesome. All right, so our next sponsor opportunity will be after this next race. Okay, so we'll be looking to hopefully improve that. This is an existing 2-star offer that is giving us $150 per race plus the $350 one-time payment. So we'll be hoping to get better than that. Okay, let's go ahead and bring up... I would love to do this one. Unfortunately, let's see. Wow, look at that. 1.4 million. On that, we're going to hope to do quite a bit better than that. Okay, let's get our tires all lined up. There we go. And let's swap around at least one part that I know of. Okay, so we're looking good on those parts. We're not quite ready on the new wing just yet. Going to take a little while for that. And so the one part we do want to make sure we swap out will be the suspension. There we go. And it also reminds me that I need to add our new brakes over here as well. Okay, so that takes care of everything, I believe. Let's head to the track. All right, practice and qualifying are done, and I have to say, it turned out so far to be about the best it could possibly be. We had great speed in practice, even though there was a lot of rain mixed in and a lot of differing conditions. But then our speed really showed up in qualifying where we swept the front row. That's right, both of our cars are starting at the front of the grid, and it really wasn't even close. We were ahead by a good 3/10, maybe a little bit more than that, over third place. So let's take a quick look at our knowledge bonuses, and we're going to have race trim and tire bonuses on car number 1. Again, that's because we don't yet have the crew chief bonuses just yet. We've got to build that over time. So as soon as we can get there, I am ready to get there, because we're probably not even going to be using these medium tires during the race, but it kind of is what it is. So on car number 2, we're going to use the race trim bonus, and then we're going to use the engine expert. This is huge because it means that the higher engine modes means we can push the engine more. It no longer impacts the condition. Now, this, we already know that the engine is one of the critical components here, so this automatically makes this huge. The other thing it does is that it means I can use full overtake engine mode on this car. Okay, and by being able to do that, it means, yes, we're going to be burning a lot more fuel, but when I lined up the tire versus the fuel, I think this is going to come out great for car number 2. Now, we're planning on a 3-stop strategy for car number 2. So 2 stops here, 3 stops here. That's the plan. We'll see how the weather goes and whether or not all this, works out the way we want. It generally doesn't, but we're going to start off with that in mind, and we're going to give car number 2 every opportunity to succeed here. All right, so if we take a look at the weather, there's none in the immediate vicinity anyway, but it is a beautiful thing to see us starting on the front of the grid. Now, medium tires here. That medium tires should go 40 to 45 minutes max based on what I've seen so far. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to turn out that way, but just based off of the rough numbers I've seen, that should be where it ends up. So now, here we go. We are pushing with both cars, and we're going to see how well this works out. I have no doubt that some of the softer tires should get past us, such as the soft tire and the medium tire. That's perfectly fine. I'm not even remotely worried about that. We're running our race, and I think if we run our race, we're going to be just fine with the results. So I'm keeping track on the tire heat. Also keep in mind that the harder we push, the more it takes out of the driver. So I have to be careful about that, particularly on car number 2. So I'm going to probably take it a little bit easier on them as far as the driver. Okay, we're right now 3rd and 5th, and I am very happy with that. Let's back off a little bit, because tires do wear incredibly quick here. I mean, you can see we're 13 minutes in, and they've used half of the soft tire. Okay, let's go back to pushing a little bit more. Try to keep those temps up there as good as we can. Let's take a quick look, see if there's any rain. I don't see any. I really need to put a focus on looking for that, though, because there very easily could be some during this race. All right, so I'm looking for at least a 45-minute stint out of car number 2. That's what I'm looking for. We'll see how it all adds up, but that's sort of the idea that I'm looking for. Okay, so far so good. And I'm going to have to back off a little bit because I can see the stamina really going down for car number 2. So I'm going to have to back off and just let the tire temps drop a little bit more. And probably the same thing here on car number 1 as well. As you now see, we've moved into the lead. There's been a pit stop. So now that puts us into the lead. And of course, we know the medium tires will be wearing out very quickly. So we're going to look to take advantage of that as well. So as I look to see what the gaps are, I'm really focusing more on those that are on the same tire, because those are the ones that are more likely than not on a similar strategy to us. All right, so we're running really low on stamina on car 2. So in order to make this strategy work, I'm really going to need him to extend out and get to at least 45 minutes, there or thereabouts. We're at 33 minutes, coming up on 34 minutes now in the stint, and things are looking great. I am extremely pleased with where we are. Fuel looks good, looks really good, in fact. And the tires look really good. Remember, these are the hard tires, So you can push them harder and farther than you would the softer tires as far as the wear numbers. Okay, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Again, trying to be pretty careful about this stamina because we really need these guys to last. All right, there we go. Medium tires are now gone. They had to pit. So we're now in great shape. Okay, we continue to push, but we are running out of tire, unfortunately. The good news is car 2 looks like we're going to make it to about 45 minutes. We're having to push every bit of stamina to get there, but it does look like we're going to make it. All right, looking good. And I'm trying to do the same thing. I'm trying to conserve stamina and tire also on car number 1. So this is really a balancing act here to see what we can do. All right. So next time by, we're going to go ahead and come in. We've pushed it as far as we could push it. Tire choice will once again be the hard tire. Fuel left, we had 8 left. Okay, so let's take away 5 from that. Okay, and we'll continue on as is. All right, are we going to be able to make this? Wow, this is going to be so close. So very close. All right, so far so good on the pit stop. I didn't see any mistakes. All right, so we are going quite well. All right, unfortunately, we're going to have to come in. We don't have any choice. I mean, we've run the tire. The poor tire has just gone. We didn't quite make it to where we wanted to, so we're going to see how this works up. So we're about 17. All right, so we'll bring a little bit of fuel out of this thing, and let's see, where are we? So it says about 50. Yeah, 54 is about as low as I want to go right now, because it looks like we're going to be doing a 3-stop strategy. Looks like we're probably not going to be able to do a 2-stopper. But we're certainly going to try and get as close as we can. In fact, with that in mind, let's go ahead and add a little bit more fuel in there, just in case we're able to make it a little bit longer with Lee than we could with Sophia. So Sophia, not bad, 7.1 on her driver form. We'll see what Lee's able to do. It's not looking good at the start. It's projecting him at a 5.5. So I'm going to be pushing even less with Lee than I did with Sophia, just so we can make these tires hopefully last a little bit longer and get a few more additional laps. And if we can, then maybe Petra will be able to fulfill that 2-stop strategy. But again, we'll see. Okay, let's go ahead and push a little bit over here on car number 2. Not a whole lot, though, because we really need these tires to last. Oh, we've got a crash, and all right, we have a safety car, which means that we're going to go ahead and go into full conservation mode. With both cars. No real reason to pit there. I know there will be a bunch of people who will pit, but we don't really gain anything by doing so. What I would really like to see is, as you can see, the pace car is heading to the garage and everybody has not caught up yet. So I would really love it if we could get caught up and continue with some of these guys back here who do not get caught up, and we can continue with this huge gap. Now, if you're familiar with NASCAR, this is not what would happen in NASCAR. All right, so we've gotten caught up, but if you notice, all right, as the safety car starts to accelerate, look at this gap we have as the leader, and that's because we were able to keep up, but the safety car trapped them behind it. So we are in what I would consider to be great shape right now. So we've had a few laps to save. So let's go ahead and and let's go neutral. Alright, let's get this thing back going again. Alright, so we have a huge lead, basically a full lap lead, almost. Anyway, about 3/4 of a lap lead over second position. So that's all in how the safety car came out. So our goal is going to be take full advantage of that. I don't see any weather coming in. All right, so there's no reason. Let's just back off. Right there, there's no real reason for us to push. We have a 50-second lead. So let's take it easy on the tires, and let's try to make this two-stop strategy work, as I don't see any weather on the horizon. All right, now this is going to give us a great opportunity, I think. A great opportunity. Just sort of fell in our lap just by the virtue of how the safety car period arose. So we intend to take full advantage of it. You can see here, I mean, we got soft tires and medium tires behind us, giving us a clue on what kind of strategy they're playing. All right, let's go ahead and back off a little bit on car 2. We're going to be running low on stamina. But the good news is we're at 34, now 35 minutes in the stint, so we're looking good. Okay, let's push a little bit more here with the leader, just trying to keep as much pace as we can. You can see these guys are running as hard as they possibly can and killing their tires to try to catch us. And that's going to lead them to more pit stops. Okay, we'll go back to neutral. All right, well, there's 15th right in front of us on the track. Wow. That is, man, that is huge. And, of course, they're on the medium tire, and they're about to come in for a pit stop. As you can see, their tires are greatly worn. Okay, now we're starting to get tire warnings, which is exactly what you would expect. Okay, another check on the weather as we prepare for our pit stop for car 2. All right, we'll be coming in. Let's go ahead and do that next time by. Put in our new driver, and we'll see what she's got. All right, so we're down to 7, and I cannot remember, for the life of me, I can't remember where I put that. All right, so if we go with 50, then... All right, I tell you what, let's go down about 60. That should give us plenty of fuel remaining at the end of the stint, which is where I want to be, realistically speaking. Okay, everything looks good. Let's go ahead and set up that pit stop. We'll move back over to car number 1, who is now at 45 minutes. And we're going to try to see if we can stretch this. The fuel is looking good to be able to stretch it. I'm just not sure the tire is going to make it. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's not. So in fact, let's just go ahead and see what we can get for a couple of laps here. Yeah, we're not going to get 10 more minutes out of this this tire. So let's go ahead and come in next time by. In fact, let's go ahead and swap over to, do we see any weather? No. Let's swap over to the mediums. And I think we're going to be in great shape. Now, ignore the estimated time there. That's definitely not right. but I think this is going to be good. We're going to try to swap this and make this into 2 equal stops. So let's go ahead. Let's see. With that, we can get about 40 laps. And so we don't need that much fuel. Okay, actually, that's going to be more than what we need. But I'm going to make sure we got too much in there rather than not enough. Okay, so this will enable us to go ahead and push toward the end of this race. Hopefully we won't have any weather that we'll have to deal with. And pit stop looks clean, no mistakes. I like it. All right, let's see. The tire heat looks like it's going to continue to rise, so we're going to back off of there. All right, condition issues on car 2. That's okay. We're hanging in there. We're hanging in there for all we're worth. Okay, so that temporarily drops us down to 2nd position, but you can clearly see their tires are almost used up. And then we got some soft tires behind us, so yeah, we are in very good shape right now. I'm liking it quite a bit. Okay, we'll see what kind of time we can get out of Petra here. We're going to go ahead and push pretty hard. All right, we're going to push, again, trying to get as much as we can with car 2 here. But unfortunately, their speed is just not there right now. Just not able to get what we need out of it. But still, we're going to continue to push, no doubt. Trying to maximize everything we can. All right, so we're back to the lead, and 2nd position is on the soft tires, so we're not worried about them. Yeah, it looks like we're going to have to do some repairs on car 2. Let's see what we've got. We got 4 parts actually that look like we're going to have to make some repairs. Yikes. Okay, so here's what it is. So it's not going to work out for car number 2 for us today. We still got some more reliability issues there, but we kind of knew that was going to be the case. Okay, we're going to continue to push as much as we can. Okay, still don't see any weather coming. That's good. Okay. Everything is lining up very nicely with car number 1. Unfortunately, not quite as nice with car number 2 right now, but we'll get there. Okay, I see some fixes being made on pit stops. All right, so the medium tires are quickly diminishing. Let's go ahead and get our first pit stop in. Let's go ahead and put Mike Ham back in there. Wow, look at that expected form. Yikes. He's not going to make it all the way to the end. At least I don't think he is. But we'll see. All right, and let's see. 37. Yeah, we might as well go with the hard tire. It's possible we could make it with the medium tire, but I don't know. Okay, so let's take a quick glance. So if we could get about 38 laps. Let's plan on 38 laps. Which means we'll take about that much fuel. That, again, that should be more than we need, but we got to do some part fixes right here. Unfortunately, we're going to have to do... Man, I hate doing this, but hey. We could take that chance, but I just don't feel like it's realistic to think that we're going to make it all the way to the end with all those parts that bad a shape. Okay, so this should time out pretty good for our pit stop for car number 1. All right, we see more repairs going on there in the pits. Now we'll come in next time by, and we'll have 33 minutes left to go, and we'll put it in the hands of Sophia to finish it out. So 33 minutes. That would be, almost the soft tire. We'll go medium, and we'll put about, let's see, 37 would give us, yeah, I think that should be plenty. And there we go. So we're all set for our pit stop, and we're just going to push as hard as we can with car 2 with the time we have left. We need a good solid pit stop here, just no mistakes. Okay, excellent. Excellent. Okay, we got a car about 5 seconds behind us, but they're coming into pit. They need new tires. So we're looking good there. And now the next closest competitor is a full 60 seconds behind. Okay, so once again, we're going to continue to push with car 2. No real reason not to. I mean, there's nothing to lose at this point. Okay, let the tire come down to temp a little bit. Okay, take a look at the weather. It looks like we're going to be good through the end. All right, so far so good. Let's take a quick glance at the lap times. All right, 106.5, which is a good bit faster than most everybody else around us. Now they get down to our level. Okay, so we're still showing good speed. All right, so we got condition issues popping in. Let's see, what about on, okay, 33% is the lowest, and we should be perfectly fine with that. All right, what was the engine? We're at 43 there. Okay, so I was wondering how much it would take out of the engine, and not near enough to be a concern. Okay, 12 minutes left to go, and we have a very nice lead. I've let the tires get a little bit too hot. Okay, I'm liking what I'm seeing here. Just 9 more minutes, and of course a huge lead up here. So we just need to, no real reason to push anything. We can just ride this one out. Okay, it's showing again the worn tires warning at 30% wear, which is perfectly fine for the time we have remaining. Wow, this is big. This is big. You can see the amount of pit stops we've made. We did a 3-stop strategy, and wow, we are quite a bit ahead of all these guys. I saw a lot more of the soft tire being used than I would have thought. All right, so unfortunately, car 2 will not be getting any points, but I think that's going to change in the future once we can get these reliability issues sorted out. All right, so there we go. We will bring home the victory by a huge margin. A huge margin. Now, the question is, are they going to ask the AI that same question as they asked me? so-and-so won by this huge margin. Do you think that's ruining the racing? So let's see if they ask the AI that question. All right, so we'll bring home that victory and maximum points for car 1. All right, well, in fact, we moved up a couple of spots because it looked like some of the A-class cars might have had some issues. So we'll gladly take our 10 points for the victory. And driver championship, we're not terribly worried about that. What we're worried about is the team championship. So you can see, of course, this is the team that dropped down from Class A. They have a very nice lead right now, but I'm not going to worry about that. We're going to fight this out for the entire season, and I feel good about our chances going forward. Okay, let's see what this does to our driver morale and so on, and the money and all that. We got full sponsorship bonus. Wouldn't it have been nice if we could have gotten the that well over $1 million bonus? That would have been great. Okay, so morale is looking good. Petra is a little bit lower, but overall, not bad at all. Relationship with the mechanic, we're at 41%. Okay, over here on the other side, morale is, wow, pretty low here. Not sure why for him. I mean, I know they had a terrible race this time, finishing position, but, I mean, I don't know what he's really expecting. So we will continue on, and we end up losing only $377,000. So much for the estimate that we were going to lose. We come in quite a bit below that. We'll take that all day. All right, so as we come back to our home screen, a very successful race. We got some work to do on car number 2, but car number 1 was superb. A very superb race this time around. Very happy with the results. Thank you very much for joining me, and stay tuned next time when we'll be headed to England for event number 3.